Another long trip on a Friday night for you, James, just after a long trip in midweek as well. How are the bodies?
Yeah, we're going to be a little bit tired naturally because of the travelling. It's not ideal going Tuesday night to Crawley, then going Colchester on a Friday night, but we'll prepare as well as what we can within the resources we got. So we'll travel down tonight and then in preparation for tomorrow evening.
Are you tempted to try anything different in terms of your travelling or things that you would provide for the players or the prehab?
Yeah, we just run it as I've always known, and just as the staff have always known here, really, about that we'll rest and recover properly. We'll provide the right nutrition. We'll provide the right hydration. We'll provide the right support from a massage perspective, physiotherapy perspective. We'll utilise the cryo chamber that we've been able to utilise yesterday, which has been a massive help for us with some of the lads. So we just try to give the lads every opportunity to prepare the best they can. So with our sports science department, with Tom and Lewis, they're quite at the forefront of modern techniques, if you like. So quite lucky to have those two on board.
Have you managed to get the cryo chamber from someone locally, and what has been the reaction of some of the players?
No, it's only, we just made it optional for four of them. So the four of them only took it up. So it's the lads who probably need it the most. So it's not a mandatory thing to do. So we'll utilise the one not too far from us.
Yeah, leave it to the players rather than yourself as well. It's a bit chilly in there, but it does have its benefits. And, it is an unrelenting schedule, isn't it? There is no margin. I know there's a break coming up, but you've got to be ready to go again because it won't be easy.
Yeah. It's the same for Colchester in many ways. They've got to go again. It's lucky for them that they've had two games at home on a Tuesday and Friday. So odds might be stacked up against us, if you like, but I don't see it that way. I just see it. We just prepare the best we can with what we've got.
In terms of availability, is there any fresh doubts?
Matthew.owen won't be available. That's a definite, and obviously Ed won't be available due to suspension. So they're the two that will miss out.
In terms of Matty, what's the prognosis?
It's concussion, so he'll have 8 days, an 8-day protocol. So he will be back available for Sutton.
But no, I know that's mandatory. Is it more of a case of just checking on him? There's no sort of worries or anything like that. It's just going through the process now.
Yeah, no worries. Just going through the process that we need to ensure first and foremost is the safety of my players. So that'll always be at the forefront of my mind. So no issues with him. We're just following the protocols set by the governing bodies.
Reflecting back on Tuesday night, then, a good point away from home, left it a little bit late. In terms of the performance, what did you think?
I've watched it back, and then I've watched it back again in preparation for our meeting today. Probably, I said after my interview after the game that it was 2 points dropped, and the reason why I said that was quite because I wanted to go there to win the game. So that's how I see it. I want to go and win every game, where we do have to try and follow processes and what we try to do to get the performance right. With regards to first half performance, we took the ball really well. Some might say, well, it was a lot of passes. Didn't get as many shots on goal that we would normally get. It's the lowest since I've been here. So we averaged in 14 plus shots a game with our expected goals being one of the highest in the league. That was low on Tuesday. So I have to look at myself on that with regards to what can I do better? But also the players will. I think sometimes we might have to go forward a little bit quicker, but that's not taken away from our principles that I want us to build, and I want us to be progressive in our style. So I won't go away from that in how we're trying to play.
Mr. Telford popped up again with the goal. Is this just an example of what confidence can do in football?
Yeah, for sure. And if you look at the goal, we get a lot of bodies in the box. Fish's run, Courtney's run, run of our centre midfield players create the space almost for Dom, and he provides that almost instinct to get the opportunity to score. So plays for him and plays for the team as well, for us to get that point.
In terms of going forward, is that no doubt the planning has begun for January. I'm not going to say that where the players are sort of playing for their futures. But it doesn't do any harm if they're looking over their shoulder thinking, you know what, the manager will want to bring his new own players in. I've got to step up here and make sure I don't give him a question to answer.
Yeah, there's two ways to look at it, really. If I want to bring players in, then I might have to lose a few players to bring players in, because we've got a pretty big squad. So I might have to do a bit of wheeling and dealing with Darren and the chairman to get that done. But for me to bring players in, been asked this a few times. For me to bring a few in, I'm going to have to get a few out. So it would be dependent on that, because we run to a budget. We run to guidelines that have been set, and it's my duty to make sure that we do that, not to put the football club in any kind of jeopardy.
It's not a totally new environment, because obviously it's part of your roles before, and I've seen you at games. You scout, you run your eye over, you identify players. But it is a new element, isn't it, when you have that responsibility? Yeah, you've got a director of football there as part of the structure, but this is something new for you to cross, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And I've gained on a lot of experience working with some people who've had very good experiences in the game of getting players in and getting players out. So your Neil Warnocks, your Mick McCarthy's, your Neil Harris, your Russell Slades, your Paul Trollops, that I've seen them all work, and I've seen now Ken and Mehmet and Times 3 all work. So, and Steve Borley in that as well. So I've seen them work firsthand and how they do it. So touch wood, I'm sure I'll be okay.
You're looking forward to it now, but it will be a demanding time, because on top of all that, the games don't stop and the pressure for points is still the same.
Yeah, and that's why I get paid to do what I do. So it's my job. That's my role, and I love it. So ultimately, it falls on me. So any decision at the football club, regards to footballing with players and staff, it comes on me. So I'll have the final say on it. Chairman's made that quite clear, and so has Darren. So we'll do our best to strengthen the squad if possible. But if not, I'm really calm with what we got, because you can see at the minute we're periodising our training program to the best of our availability to ensure we've got as many players available. So the only two at the minute, if I'd be right in saying it, are Courtney and Priestley. Obviously, Matty's out, so they're the only three players out at the minute. So which from a physical perspective shows that we're doing a reasonable job as a staff.
There we are, James. Best of luck then tomorrow night.
Thanks, Chris. Good to see you.
And you, pal.
Thanks, mate.
Well, I think I was in a crowd chamber myself in Crawley on Tuesday. It felt like it.
Me and you were struggling as crowd chamber with our heads, weren't we?
Oh, exactly. I won't keep you long. Just obviously, Robbie back in. Obviously, is a contender, isn't he? For natural contender for Ed replacement, given the way that he played.
Yeah, that would seem the natural solution, wouldn't it? So I've been really pleased with Robbie and his application. I've been pleased with Ed as well, with how they've tried to take on the information that myself and the staff have tried to give him. So it's been reasonably good that we've kind of tried to implement certain things to try and progress us forward.
And obviously Scott Bennett's been in the squad twice, unused sub. Where do you see him as? Because sometimes he's been a victim of being so versatile, but where do you see him as his primary position? Does he need one? Yeah,
no, I think that's the beauty of Scott, is that what I find with Scott, he's very, very low maintenance, so which is a good thing. But I get the fact that when I've seen him in the past, what I'm learning, he's very low maintenance but very high performing. So within the level we're at. So I said after the press on Tuesday that he brings his steeliness to us, which we will utilise in due course.
And position-wise,
I can see him playing. So I've gone to two systems at the minute, one being 3-5-2 and one being 4-1-3-2. So I can see Matty playing in. I see Scotty playing in any of the three centre-back roles, or in any of the midfield roles, dependent on state of the game and style of the opposition that we play against.
Well, that's just so great that you can change within games as well. Having someone like that is invaluable, isn't it? So.
Yeah, and I think that we'll see that within the teams, that I think we've got a little bit of flexibility tactically what we tried to do. I spoke to Paul Trollope yesterday, and he's watched a few games of us, and he was saying about our flexibility in games is kind of evident with what we're trying to do. So I'm lucky that the education they've had before, really, from Wayne and Michael previously in their flexibility. It's just kind of me then adding to that with my own eye.
Well, sort of finally for me, Friday nights, are they over in terms of tinkering and your under your reign?
No more Friday nights after Friday night. I can guarantee that. Not from, it won't be me doing it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely, because no changing to Friday, as it were. Yeah. No,
unless it's a TV game that's a necessity or that will get a benefit from. But I won't be advocating any more Friday evenings for sure.
Or rugby or whatever. There's always other things,
but nothing. Control change. But
yeah.
I knew this coming into it. This was a schedule, so I've got to get on with it, and I'm really calm in getting on with it. We'll prepare the players best we can, and the players are really calm with it because they've done it before. We did it at Hartlepool, so we've got to do it, and we'll do our best and give our all for the fans who watch on iFollow or the fans that go and travel all that way. So we just got to give our best, which I'm 100% sure we will.